Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Mrs. Nur Sulistianingsih, as a lecturer in citizenship education course, I hope you always be in God protection. First, introduce my name is Faqih Himawan with name K122-12027 from class A, student of Indonesian Language and Literature Education Sebelas Maret University. Here, I will express my opinion about how important is the nation ideology for Indonesian education. I will first start with the definition of ideology. Ideology comes from the language, namely oida, which means knowing or seeing, and logos, which means knowledge. Taken together, ideology means a knowledge of basic ideas. However, Karl Marx provides a more specific understanding of ideology itself, namely a view of life which is then developed for the benefit of a group in order to achieve social and economic goals. So it can be concluded that ideology means a view of life that is agreed upon by a group in order to achieve certain goal to improve the standard of living. One of the functions of ideology is to maintain integrity. This is based on the opinion of Avatara 2017. The function of ideology itself to maintain national integrity and maintain national unity. Indonesia itself has a standard ideology that continues to be used until now. The ideology is called Pancasila. Pancasila was set the national ideology on 1st June 1945 to support Indonesian independence. Pancasila consists of 5 perspectives, each of which regulated the social life of the community. The importance of Pancasila was also explained by Sanusi 2019. Pancasila plays an important role in responding to the times because the basic value of Pancasila can be developed with Indonesian life. This is the underlying reason why Pancasila is currently being intensified in the education curriculum in Indonesia. Pancasila is really embedded in the learning system in Indonesia, so that the education curriculum in Indonesia also applies to value of Pancasila. But what caught my attention this time was how important ideology is in Indonesian education today. In my personal opinion, Pancasila is between important and unimportant. The important part is how Pancasila can instill a positive character and attitude in everyday life, especially in the academic environment. There are 5 perspectives, each of which can teach positive value in academy. The first perspective teach the most basic things when you become a human being, namely knowing God and His teaching as a guide for the life of the world and the heart value. The second perspective teach how to be human and respect fellow human being. Then the third perspective, which provides the value of unity so that they are trained to work together. The fourth perspective provides an illustration of how a true leader and work together to make a dream come true. Finally, the 5th perspective provides an overview of justice in social life, which will have a tremendous impact. As I said earlier, ideology is also not very important to be included in the education on Indonesia. A student will carry out the value of ideology by being forced just because of an achievement. Ideology that comes from the heart and sincerity should be forged with written point. This will produce people with ideology, but not people who have a quality. This is based on Rocky Gerung's statement at Indonesian Lawyers Club. He said, so many people have shallow perspective. What is an ideological state trying to achieve? Humans have an ideology. That's the theoretical statement I have said at ELC. Now, based on this statement, it can also be interpreted that someone who has understood the ideology of the states does not guarantee the quality or behavior of a person. Now, the ideology of the states does not guarantee the quality or behavior. For example, the people who are the representative of the people today, representative of the people, of course, in their education are there, to the value content in Peninsula as the ideology of the Indonesian state. It is precisely that the people represented will understand the ideology of this country by arbitrarily trying with it. One example is that they can abuse their position and authority. There is also a case that I experienced when I was in high school, where there was a student who was in the top rank in the class. However, when there are the group assignment, he arbitrarily divided to tasks that the field are not fair. Of course, the violate of the value of Pancasila as the ideology of the Indonesian nation. The conclusion that can be drawn are as follows. The first is that ideology is view of life that is agreed by a group in order to achieve certain goal to improve the standard of living. Then, ideology has two points of view in education. Ideology is very important for the education system because ideology provides guidelines for people life both socially and economically. But on the other hand, ideology is not considered too important to the embedded in education in Indonesia. Because ideology does not guarantee that someone will become a human being who has a conscience. This is because someone will only fulfill ideology value only for certain achievement. That's all I can say. If there is an error, it is natural thing, right? Because the perfect full just come from the first God. Thank you very much. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.